All right, next up, I want to show you guys where the quadratic formula comes from. Our generic equation without any numbers in it for a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, I told you earlier that completing the square allows us to solve anything regardless of whether or not it's factorable. The truth is we don't even need numbers to solve it. We could factor it and solve it. I'm sorry, not factor it, but we could solve it using just the a, b, and c without any numbers in there. Okay? We're going to take the exact same steps we use for completing the square with numbers. First step, move your c over. Ax squared plus bx equals negative c. Now, our second step on this one was to go ahead and divide out the a. Now, remember I made a big point about it doesn't matter if these two numbers are divisible by each other. The exact same thing works with our variables as well. So go ahead and factor out the a. Gives me x squared plus, if these two are not divisible by each other, you just go ahead and write b over a times x equals negative c. Now, divide both sides by a. Gives me x squared plus b over a x. Go ahead and put your plus blank there. Equals negative c over a. Now, normally, whenever we pulled these over with our numbers, we had numbers to write there. However, in this case, we've just got the variables b over a. I said we would always just multiply the denominator by 2 for the b over 2. And the b over 2 squared is just going to be b over 2a squared. We're going to add that to both sides. Gives me b over 2a squared and b over 2a squared. Now, this side is going to factor to be x plus b over 2a equals, need a common denominator here, so we're going to factor, go ahead and square this one. Gives me a negative c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Which means I need to go ahead and multiply this one, both top and bottom, by 4a and 4a. Simplifies down to negative 4ac plus b squared all over 4a squared. And if you can see, the piece of our Pythagorean theorem that's underneath the square root is already starting to come together. Now, let's go ahead and take the square root of both sides. That's going to give me x plus b over 2a is equal to, now take the square root of the top, is just going to be negative 4ac plus b squared. This one, the square root does work out. Root of 4 is 2, and a squared, square root is a. Moving this to the other side, we get x equals negative b. Sorry, that had to be a plus or minus up there when you take a square root. Over 2a plus or minus square root. I'm going to go ahead and take the liberty to rewrite the order of these. B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And as you can see, I have a common denominator, so I can combine into one fraction. Gives me x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And there we have it. Quadratic formula, which comes directly from completing the square on our generic standard form of a quadratic equation.